2 by root 3. Thus the value of I is equal to ln of 1 plus 2 by root 3. So students, let's try to see some of the very basic properties of definite integrals which we are going to use very widely while solving many problems. So the first property is integral of fx dx from a to b is equal to integral of f of t dt from a to b. This we have already seen that the value of definite integral does not depend on the variable. It depends on two factors. The first is the function and second is the interval in which it is being integrated. So we get this property. The second is integral of fx dx from a to b is equal to integral of fx dx from a to c plus integral of fx dx from c to b. Here important thing is c is greater or equal to a and less than equal to b. Thus c lies between a and b. So if c lies between a and b, then we can break this integral into two parts. The first set of interval is a to c and the second set of interval is c to b. Thus when this is the interval, we break it into two parts, from a to c and then from c to b. The third is integral of fx dx from a to b is equal to minus of integral of fx dx from b to a. So if we reverse the interval, that is from a to b to a, then value of integral becomes negative of the value of the first integral. So if this is equal to I, then the value of integral fx dx from b to a would be equal to minus I. Now let us try to see the proofs of these properties. Let us say that this is the curve y equal to f of x. Now let us say that c lies between a and b. So c is greater or equal to a and less than equal to b. We can divide this entire interval into two parts, due to which we get two areas. This is the first area and this is the second area. Now let us say that this area is I1 and this area is I2. So I would be equal to I1 plus I2. Now I1 is nothing but integral of fx dx from a to c, and I2 is integral of fx dx from c to b. Hence we can say that the integral I, which is integral of fx dx from a to b, is equal to I1, which is integral of fx dx from a to c plus integral of fx dx from c to b. This was the proof of property number 2. Now let us see the proof of property number 3. Now fx dx from a to b is equal to f of b minus f of a. Your f is the anti-differential of fx. If we integrate fx dx from b to a, this would be equal to f of a minus f of b. Now f of a minus f of b is nothing but minus times f of b minus f of a, and f of b minus f of a is nothing but this expression. So integral of fx dx from a to b is equal to minus times integral of fx dx from b to a. Let's see a very important property, which is the fourth property, and it says that integral of fx dx from a to b is equal to integral of f of a plus b minus x from a to b. So it says that integral of fx dx from a to b is equal to integral of f of a plus b minus x from a to b. Now particularly if we have a equal to 0 and b equal to pi by 2, so integral of fx dx from 0 to pi by 2 is equal to integral of f of pi by 2 minus x from 0 to pi by 2. So let us try to see an example. This problem appeared in IIT JEE 1999, and it says that if for a real number y, this is the greatest integer less than or equal to y. This expression is nothing but greatest integer less than or equal to y. Then the value of integral 2 times sin x under the greatest integer sign times dx from pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2 is option number A is minus pi, option number B is 0, option number C is minus pi by 2, and option number D is pi by 2. So in this problem we have to calculate this definite integral, which is 2 times sin x under the greatest integer sign from the interval pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, and we have been given the 4 options. So let's try to solve it. Let us say that I is equal to this expression. Now we know that this is the greatest integer sign, and greatest integers function takes only integral values, so we would get different values in different intervals. So let us first define 2 times sin x under the greatest integer sign. So let us try to first draw the graph of y equal to 2 times sin x. So this becomes the curve y equal to 2 times sin x. We would focus more on the interval pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2. Now for x equal to pi by 2, y would be equal to 2. For x equal to 5 pi by 6, we would get y equal to 1. For x equal to pi, we would get y equal to 0. For x equal to 7 pi by 6, we get y equal to minus 1. And for x equal to 3 pi by 2, we get y equal to minus 2. Now in this interval from pi by 2 to 5 pi by 6, we see that this is the curve of y equal to 2 times sin x, and it varies from 1 to 2. Hence when we take the greatest integer function of this portion, we would get equal to 1. For this interval 5 pi by 6 to pi, we see that fx varies from 0 to 1, and hence the greatest integer function of y would be equal to 0. In the interval pi to 7 pi by 6, we see that the value varies from 0 to minus 1. Hence the greatest integer function of fx in this interval would be equal to minus 1. And we can note that when x lies between 7 pi by 6 to 3 pi by 2, that is in this interval, we get fx from minus 1 to minus 2. Hence the greatest integer function of this portion would be minus 2. So we can define 2 times sin x under the greatest integer function as equal to 2 when x is equal to pi by 2, is equal to 1 when x is greater than pi by 2 and less than equal to 5 pi by 6, is equal to 0 when x is greater than 5 pi by 6 and less than equal to pi, is equal to minus 1 when x is greater than pi and less than equal to 7 pi by 6, and is equal to minus 2 when x is greater than 7 pi by 6 and less than equal to 3 pi by 2. So we can write this expression as equal to, we can split this entire interval of pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2 as equal to integral of 1 into dx from pi by 2 to 5 pi by 6 plus integral of 0 times dx from 5 pi by 6 to pi plus integral of minus 1 into dx from pi to 7 pi by 6 and integral of minus 2 times dx from 7 pi by 6 to 3 pi by 2. Now the integral of dx is x, hence we get this as x from pi by 2 to 5 pi by 6. The integral of this is equal to 0. So this terms becomes 0. The integral of this is minus x, hence this is equal to minus x from pi to 7 pi by 6, and the integral of this is minus 2 times x from 7 pi by 6 to 3 pi by 2. Now this further reduces to pi times 5 by 6 minus 1 by 2 plus pi times 1 minus 7 by 6 plus pi times 7 by 3 minus 3, and so when we solve this we get I equal to minus pi by 2, and this is nothing but option number C, and so we can say that option number C is correct. Here we have very extensively used property number 2. So let's try to see one more IIT problem. This problem appeared in 1983, and it says that the value of the integral under root of cot x divided by under root of cot x plus under root of tan x from 0 to pi by 2 is, option number A is pi by 4, option number B is pi by 2, option number C is pi, and option number D is none of these. So in this problem we have to integrate this expression from 0 to pi by 2, and we have been given the 4 options. So let us say that I is equal to under root of cot x plus under root of cot x plus under root of tan x from 0 to pi by 2. Now we know that integral of fx dx from a to b is equal to integral of f of a plus b minus x from a to b. So we are going to use this property here. So this expression would be equal to under root of cot of pi by 2 minus x divided by under root of cot of pi by 2 minus x plus under root of tan of pi by 2 minus x. Now this expression would be equal to tan of x. This would be equal to again tan of x, and this expression would be equal to cot of x. So I would be equal to integral of 0 to pi by 2 into under root of tan x plus under root of tan x plus under root of cot x. Now if we add both these expressions to get 2i equal to under root of tan x plus under root of cot x divided by under root of tan x plus under root of cot x from 0 to pi by 2. Now this is equal to 1. The numerator and the denominator gets cancelled. So what we get is integral of dx from 0 to pi by 2, and hence this is equal to x from 0 to pi by 2, and this is equal to pi by 2 minus 0. Thus 2 times I is equal to pi by 2 minus 0, and from this we get I equal to pi by 4, and hence we can say that option number A is correct. Let's try to solve one more problem. Evaluate integral of e to the power of cos x divided by e to the power of cos x plus e to the power of minus cos x from 0 to pi. Now this problem appeared in IIT JEE 1999, and it says that we have to integrate this expression from 0 to pi. So let us say that I is equal to this expression. Now using the same property, that is integral of fx dx from a to b equal to integral of f of a plus b minus x times dx from a to b. So we use this property number 4 to get I equal to e to the power of